guys, this is your Tita in China, and today we're back with a new travel video. So today we're going to continue the Southeast Asian series with Cambodia. This series started with Bangkok in Thailand, and then we moved on to Vietnam.
Go ahead.
No, thank you. This series of videos started in Bangkok and then we moved on to Vietnam, in Hanoi and in Saigon. And today we're going to talk about Cambodia. I went to Siem Reap in Cambodia and I have to say that I really enjoyed my time there. If you're the type of traveler who enjoys a bustling nightlife scene or one who enjoys the traditional side of a country, Siem Reap will have something for you. Not to mention it's a foodie paradise that is indeed different from the rest of Southeast Asia. So if you want to know more, please keep on watching. But before we move on to the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell button so you will know the next time your Tita in China will have a new upload. And also check out my social media links down below. So let's do this. Let's check out Siem Reap. It wasn't at all planned, but it seemed like my trip to Siem Reap gravitated toward food. Maybe because my hotel was near the area where they have all these great street food. When I arrived in Siem Reap, it seemed very natural for me to go check out the markets and try out local fruits. The fruits and vegetables in Siem Reap are very familiar to us because they're pretty much the same ones that we're going to see in our own markets in the Philippines. So after visiting the market, I was just wandering around and I happened upon this row of street vendors and they were selling all sorts of grilled stuff. There were different chicken parts, chicken innards, which I really love, and there were also these small fish that they caught in the Mekong River. But unlike the street side barbecue in the Philippines, the flavoring on these are quite different. They're pungent, they're spicy, they're definitely a lot less sweeter than what we would have in the Philippines. Having some street side barbecue and some beer was definitely a great way to start my Siem Reap journey. I really enjoyed my cooking school experience in Bangkok. So when I saw that in Siem Reap, they also had similar cooking schools, I just signed up. Khmer cooking is very much different from the rest of Southeast Asia, even if it does have the same ingredients. It is milder than Thai cooking, but it is definitely not bland. And Khmer cuisine seems to be much lighter than Thai cuisine, but still a little bit heavier than Vietnamese cuisine. So we learned to make a mok, which is a fish curry with noni leaves. Different kinds of desserts like the stewed bananas with coconut and also these thin coconut wafers. I really enjoyed this cooking class provided by Beyond Unique Escapes, and this is not a sponsored video. I just really like what they're doing with the community. Every time you go and have a cooking class with them, you actually visit a Cambodian family, give them some rice, talk to them about their experiences, and if they have some fruits and vegetables on hand, you can buy it from them. And before you go home, they give you this lovely recipe book, and it tells you more about Khmer cuisine, the ingredients used, and a lot of other dishes that you might not have made in class. After a couple of days of learning how to cook Khmer cuisine, I just went right in and explored the Angkor complex. So when we think about Siem Reap, we think about Angkor Wat. However, Angkor Wat is just one of the many complexes or temple complexes in the Angkor area. There are a lot of really brave and strong people who just go through all of these temples all in just one day, but literally I can't do that. It was so hot in Siem Reap when I was there, and I literally cannot stand the heat for more than just a couple of hours. I suggest that you take a longer vacation so that you can really take your time in exploring these temples without the guide or the group rushing you to get things done. So of course we start with the Angkor Wat. It is one of the largest religious monuments in the entire world, and this is actually a Hindu temple dedicated to the god Vishnu. I'm very fascinated by the carvings on the wall, and most commonly they are the apsaras, the water deities. But in Hindu and Buddhist traditions, they also have different roles. They're associated to dance, to literature, and also to fertility rites. I got so fascinated by the Apsara because they were such strong, powerful deities in both the Buddhist and the Hindu tradition that I got myself a small Apsara statue. And it is one of my most favorite souvenir finds in my whole Southeast Asian tour. Aside from the Angkor Wat, the Tap Rom is also very popular because this is where Tomb Raider was shot. The last temple I went to is the Bayon Temple, and this is where you can find all of these stone faces. When you first look at them, it seems like they all just look the same. But when you look closer, they actually have different kinds of facial expressions. Some are smiling, some look serene, some look meditative. And I found that really interesting. So here are my tita tips. Tip number 1. Exchange your money to US dollar. Practically everywhere in Siem Reap, whether it is the street side vendors or a fancy cafe or restaurant, accept US dollar. As a matter of fact, most restaurants will have their prices in dollars instead of the local currency. So if you're bringing cash, all you have to do is to exchange your pesos to dollar before you go to Cambodia, or you can use your ATM card and withdraw actual US dollars from any ATM in Siem Reap. Tip number 2. Use the Grab app to book a car and go anywhere you need to go, or for a more local experience, you can book a Grab tuk-tuk. It's a cheaper option and it's usually only about half the price of a car. Tip number 3. If you're booking any group tours or classes, it's always great if you find one that actually gives back to the community. Tip number 4. Not that I encourage anyone to take recreational drugs for any reason, for any occasion, but maybe you will be tempted while you're there, especially since Siem Reap has a bustling party scene, but don't do it. Not only are these kinds of drugs bad for your health, but a lot of these people who are peddling drugs on the street are actually connected to the police, and they're the very same people who will tip the police off when you buy drugs from them. And of course, the police will arrest you, they will demand a fine or whatnot, and it's just generally a lot of hassle. Don't do drugs, kids. Tip number 5. For foodies out there, one of the best souvenirs that you can bring back from Siem Reap is the Cambodia pepper. Cambodia pepper is considered to be one of the best peppers in the world. It has a floral, nutty, and really nuanced flavor compared to the black pepper that we're used to. So if you're a foodie like me, hoarding a stash of Cambodia pepper while you're in Siem Reap is a must. So that's it for our video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please give me a like or share this to your friends who are also interested in going to Siem Reap. If you have questions about traveling in Siem Reap or you want to share your Siem Reap adventure, please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye! 下次见!